Hi guys, I'm Guide.Tomato, and today I'm going to be bringing you the top 5 concerns and issues players raise about Airport City Free-to-Fly. This list is based on people's comments on the Airport City Free-to-Fly Facebook page and is not my personal opinion. We'll also discuss some of the changes that Game Insight could potentially make to resolve these issues and generally improve the game. So without further ado, here are the top 5 concerns and issues that people have raised about Airport City Free-to-Fly. Number 5. When the game doesn't load or loads bugged. A lot of people get really annoyed with this, especially when you've got a massive collection due, or perhaps you're desperately wanting for that spaceship to be launched and your game just won't blimmin' load. Often the issue occurs when the developers are making changes to the game, and sometimes only happens when a change has been made to the game. Unfortunately, there's nothing much players can really do about this other than complain to Game Insight and hope that it gets resolved. Number 4. The requirement of friends. A lot of aspects of this game require friends. For example, requesting items to repair planes, or perhaps to complete buildings, and also for expanding land with coins. The problem a lot of players have is that, well, none of their friends play the game. So this often leads to people joining Airport City groups and sort of adding frequent players that sort of post and say add me and things like that to help their friend count and boost their numbers. But is it really what Game Insight want people to do? It's actually against Facebook's usage policy, but yeah. Solutions, well, perhaps make the game less reliant on friends. However, this could potentially damage existing players who have a lot of neighbours already and tend to exchange gifts quite a lot. 3. Items to complete buildings. Yeah, isn't it annoying when you have to keep posting on your timeline asking for that computer desk that nobody will send? Yet you really need it to complete that building. Yeah, I know the feeling, bro. But not only are you reliant on your fellow Airport City players to send the request, well, to see the request, but you're also relying on them taking the time to actually send it to you. Personally, I found that creating a list using Facebook's listing tool as a really good way to help your cause. You select only Airport City players to be in that list. This also prevents annoying other people who don't play the game very often and happen to be in your close friends list and get lots of notifications about your Airport City posts. Most players seem to prefer it though if the requirement of items was removed from the game altogether. After all, I just spent 500 grand on a control tower upgrade and have waited 6 days for it to build. Why should I need to wait even longer for people to send me a blimmin' telephone? 2. The launchpad items. Why do I have 500 solid fuel units but only 1 powerful explosive bolt, even though the explosive bolt contributes more to the launch? This appears to annoy a lot of players, and without being biased, they do have a point. Because solid fuel usually takes, 2 hours before you can then use another one. You quickly find yourself sort of massing up a lot of solid fuel and also the other smaller units that essentially become completely useless because there's just a rack of them in your warehouse doing nothing. On the other hand, you really use powerful explosive bolts, you tend to use the main stabilizers quite a lot, and you burn through those within a couple of launches. Is there any way to solve this without making launching too easy? Perhaps a balancing of the books might help, for instance reducing the time for the smaller items and increasing the time for the larger items might be well worth it. However, this could be situational and would require a bit of thought from the developers. And so the number one problem that people raise with Airport City free-to-fly, you may know this one, but it is in fact the land being too expensive. I do sympathise with a lot of people here because, yeah, but the thing is though, this is probably what the game developers actually want. So many people complain of land being too expensive. And after a certain number of expansions, you can only use airport cash to purchase land. Once leveled up enough, you no longer have any source of airport cash because you get one airport cash for every level you go up. However, if you've reached the top, you've got no other way of getting airport cash. Therefore, you can't expand anymore, and for a lot of players, this is the last straw and they tend to leave the game. On top of that, if you want to expand with coins, you need a lot of friends, and I mean a lot of friends. Which sort of goes back to the Facebook usage policy that we've just talked about earlier in the video. Developers, however, they kind of want this to happen because people will pay for the airport cash in order to progress in the game. Why do they want this? Well, because if no one paid for the game probably would be taken down and wouldn't exist anymore. My solution would probably be to make the expansions available for purchase with coins all the time. So don't make it so that airport cash is required all the time. Make it so that coins can be used all the time and eliminate that need for friends, because seriously, but that might not be the developer solution and is probably far from it. What annoys you the most about Airport City? Do you agree with my list? Let me know in the comments below and be sure to subscribe to follow Airport City. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.